Welcome to New Mexico Restaurants Now, where we get you the inside scoop on the food scene across New Mexico. This episode is brought to you by NMRA's Chef Table sponsors. These businesses provide the most generous level of support to help keep our restaurants protected, informed, and successful. So thank you to Benny Keith Foods, the Food Industry Self-Insurance Fund, Heartland Payment Systems, Shamrock Foods, Cisco New Mexico, and U.S. Foods. We wouldn't be here without you. I'm Carol White, CEO of the New Mexico Restaurant Association, and our guest today is William Stafford with Sadie's in Albuquerque. Welcome, William.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for inviting me.
Well, like I told you before, Sadie's is just one of my favorites in all of New Mexico for great New Mexican food, and there's always plenty of it. You know, I get your small combination at lunch, and there's nothing small about it. So, and I absolutely love it. So let's talk a little bit about the history of Sadie's.
Well, we certainly do appreciate all of the patrons, including yourself, talking about our combination plate. And yes, when you say New Mexican food, that is our mantra. It's New Mexican food. When you're out of town and you're looking for New Mexican food, it's very rare to find what we serve in New Mexico. And I think the Restaurant Association and everybody in New Mexico knows exactly what I'm talking about. And Aunt Sadie started in 1954 with these New Mexican recipes. Her original restaurant was at 2nd and Osuna. It was a little diner, which is now a tire shop. The building actually still stands. And she really specialized in burgers, tacos, anything that you can do on a grill. And those recipes out of Bernalillo and all of those New Mexican flavors really kind of just formed there. And then we moved into the bowling alley in 1975. We were there from 1975 to 1991. In 1990, we started building the 4th Street location, the current 4th Street location, and then moved in 1991. And currently we're there. We're on Academy as well and Eubanks. So in brief, that's the history. There's so much in between, from how many employees we've had over the years to all of the wonderful dishes that are named after all of our family members, the Roberto Special, the Betty Rancho Burger, Brian's Ribs, Billy's Spicy Beef, Billy Bondo Burger, and so on. So I could go on forever, but again, thank you for mentioning New Mexican, because that's really what we are.
Well, you really are, and again, you give the customer so much, and it's really fun. So my staff, we used to go there all the time to the Sadie's on 4th, and now I go to the Sadie's on Eubank. But the Sadie's on 4th, you know, we'd go into your bar because you couldn't get seating in the restaurant when we just walk in. So we go into the bar and you get your own chips and you get your own salsa. And I have to spend a moment talking about your salsa. Okay, this is the best salsa. It's immediately addictive, right? So from the time you put the first chip in your mouth, you have to put another chip in your mouth quickly or it gets too hot. And so you just... and I'm sure that's great for beer sales, margarita sales, you know, talk about, because you guys have full bars as well.
We do. All 3 locations have full bars. And yes, I will echo that salsa is great for beer sales. It's been a staple for us. And we really appreciate all of the patrons buying Sadie's salsa. We were just in Florida and I had friends that had it in their refrigerator there.
Absolutely. Well, you have to have it. You know, it is a staple. So you guys have ventured out and done a few more things with retail. So you actually have something in Smith's, right? That you just launched on Friday?
We did. We just launched, and you know, a lot of people know us for not only our salsa but our margaritas. Our margaritas have really put us on the map, starting in the bowling alley. And we've been working on some retail products in addition to our salsa. And we just launched our classic margarita mix, and not margarita mix, actual margarita. It's 10% by volume per can. It's a 12-ounce can, and it is amazing. I'm going to show you. Sadie's Margaritas.
Oh,
So now
very
you
cool. So yeah, I can just buy a can of margarita.
you can get
That
a
is
can of
great.
margarita, a jar of salsa, and a bag of our chips all at once, and take
And
it
so you've
home.
got a meal, right?
You've got a meal, or if you've got at the beginning of a meal, that's for sure. And after a couple of the margaritas, yeah, who knows what kind of meal you end up with. But yeah, we just launched that. You can get them at Smith's now. The flavor is amazing, and it's really close to the original margarita that we serve at the restaurant. You've got your lime, your lemon, your orange, hints of honey, and of course the tequila. The tequila is very good. It's a white tequila. It's lovely. We launched it at Smith's. You can get it all at Smith's. You can get pretty soon. You'll be able to get it at Total Wine, Albertsons, and Costco. That's all in the works. But right now, Smith's has got it. So for those folks out there that are craving a margarita and can't get into the restaurants, by all means, you can pick it up at Smith's.
So I have to ask you this: are you guys considering getting a delivery license, liquor delivery license?
We are considering pursuing that. I think right now it's very convoluted with our liquor license and any liquor license in the state of New Mexico. But I do believe that we are in the process of figuring all of that out. We don't have a package where somebody can come up and pick it up, but delivery is definitely an option where we could deliver food and margaritas. Right now, we're just doing carry out and curbside for food only.
Mhm.
So the margaritas are really just right now available at Smith's, but all of those things are definitely things that we're looking at in the future.
Well, and I think it's just perfect because you now have this canned margarita. You guys will be ahead of the crowd in takeout
Oh yeah,
takeout liquor. So I'm looking forward to that.
takeout.
When I can just call you up and say, send me some salsa, a number, a small combination, and yeah.
Well, with all this crazy pandemic stuff that we just went through, that's really the future, and we believe that at Sadie's. My management team and I, we're all very, very adamant about staying in the cusp of what's going on, staying relevant, and the carry out and curbside and delivery, that's not going away. And we're really excited about what the future holds. And Sadie's is, Sadie's, like you said, Sadie's is a staple in the state of New Mexico. People know it and beyond with the salsa. So we're very blessed when it comes to that. And we're just going to keep moving forward with all these products.
Well, that's great. So I want you to paint a picture for somebody who may not have been in Sadie's, which I can't imagine, but let's just pretend like there are people out there. And a little bit about the atmosphere. And let's talk mostly about, let's talk about 4th Street, the atmosphere, and then the food, because I really want to give people an idea, and I'll help you with this because I really do love your food. But go ahead and talk about the atmosphere and the food, and maybe some of the specials that were named after you.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, the atmosphere at Sadie's has always been a very friendly family atmosphere. We've always believed in that. We've preached that, and because of the pandemic, we were able to take a little bit of time off and remodel. Our main dining room at 4th Street has completely remodeled. Our outdoor patio is remodeled, and it's still very family oriented. And people come in there. I've seen families grow up there and now bringing their grandkids. And a lot of it has to do with that alone. My mom and dad were very adamant about keeping that Native American feel. If you go in there, there's a lot of that color scheme going on, and the family atmosphere. Now, to echo that family atmosphere really sets the tone for the family style recipes that we have. Aunt Sadie started those recipes. My parents, my mom and dad, all my aunts and uncles, all of these recipes basically coming out of Bernalillo and Albuquerque. And so the food itself is very, very New Mexican. I say that all the time when people ask me about the restaurant, and it is very New Mexican. We don't serve Spanish rice on our plate. We serve papitas. Our sopapillas, our sopapilla burgers, things like that are very New Mexican. As many places as I've been, I've spent time in San Francisco, I've spent time in Florida, and I can't find anything with that flavor, those names, and our recipes. The Roberto Special, named after my dad, is a hamburger patty smothered with our chili con queso with red or green chili sauce with
That's
puppy.
my husband's favorite because it's really kind of keto, you know?
It's very keto,
Yeah.
and you can do it without the beans. And I have a lot of folks that come in and just get the hamburger patty. I did that for a long time. Some of the things that are named after me: the Billy Spicy Beef, the Billy Bondo Burger, and I can tell you stories about that go way back into the early bowling alley days when we were there, 12, 14 hours a day. I was there with my friends. I was running the kitchen, and that kind of just, and so we recently brought it onto the menu. We hadn't for years. People know that they can order it, and basically it's a hamburger either on French bread or on bun with anything that you want in it, from a fried egg to chili con queso to guacamole, red or green chili, all of those things. The recipe, my mom's Betty Rancho burger, which is basically a hamburger smothered. So those Brian's famous carne elevada ribs. So we've got something on the menu that's named after all of us. And again, it goes back to that family atmosphere and food. And we certainly appreciate all of the families that have been coming in for so many years and ordering these dishes that's kept us going and really kept us very heartfelt.
Well, and I've got to tell you that anytime my girls come into town, they've got it. Sadie's is one of their stops. Got to go to Sadie's. Can't miss Sadie's. When are we going to Sadie's? So,
We sure appreciate that.
yeah. Well, and you guys do a fabulous job taking care of folks, and your staff is all absolutely wonderful. I've never had any complaints there.
We appreciate that. We work hard on that. It's been a tough time.
Yeah, gosh, it has. This has been, and they're talking about the Delta variant, and I don't know if you saw that New York City is now going back into requiring vaccination cards of customers in indoor dining.
That's going to be crazy. I talked to a friend of mine yesterday at my son's fencing class, and she lives here, but she was up in arms when she heard that.
Yeah.
She's not even in New York. So yeah, all we can do is keep our fingers crossed. And for us particularly, we just keep selling that Sadie salsa and the wonderful margarita mix in the store.
Well, and then you have red hot chili sauce. Tell me about that.
We do. We just launched that. You can get that at our restaurants. The red hot chili sauce is it's basically just a small little squirt jar, basically, and get that right over the counter at the restaurant, at Smith's as well. Launched on, but actually, I apologize, it's not at Smith's. You can get it online right now. You can, with any of our other products, visit sadiesalsa.com or sadiesofnewmexico.com, and you can get all those products online. That one, we're hoping that it'll take off. It's a really fun thing to just put on your tacos again and again. We're trying to get to the point where, and I'm going to echo what you said earlier, you can call us up and I can hook you up with a meal. Not only the meal itself, but all of the fixings on the side of it, from the sauces and the margarita sauce, or margarita mix rather, the Sadie salsa, the hot salsa, all of that. So yeah, we're leaning really heavy on the retail end, and that sauce particularly is great on wings, chicken, just things like that. We're trying to stay relevant, is basically what it is.
I'm so glad to hear that, and I've seen so many restaurants, having the ability and the creativity to pivot in these times, and I think it's just going to be, it's something I think we were going to have to do anyway. But we've had to do that pivot a lot faster, and now I think it's gonna make us more relevant. And I appreciate you all for the efforts that you're doing. I love the margarita mix. And it's not a mix. The margarita in a can, that is fabulous. I can't wait to try it.
Yeah, you pop that thing open and it's certainly not a mix.
Yeah, you be careful. Yeah, don't put more tequila in this.
Yeah, no, they're good. Those are good. I had a couple when we first started launching it and we were testing it out, and we got it to the point where it's perfect.
Ready to go. Good, good. So what other plans do you have? Anything coming up?
Well, we're just trying to stay relevant, like I said, and it's been very, very tough just trying to hire. And this is, I'm not saying anything that anybody else doesn't know. The staffing is really difficult. I remodeled 4th Street and I can't open half of it just because I just don't have the staff in the kitchen or the front. So anybody out there listening that's looking for a good, solid job in a family atmosphere, we are hiring. We're happy to interview people anytime. I've got a great management team that's on the ball, trying to get everything going. All 3 restaurants are kind of struggling,
Yeah.
but all 3 restaurants are hiring right now, and we're trying to stay relevant. The other thing that I did want to talk about briefly is we did launch a new product. Alex Bregman with the Houston Astros. Talked to us about a year and a half ago and wanted his salsa. He wanted his own salsa. So of course he came to us and said, look, I really love Sadie's salsa. What can we do to come up with something? And we just launched it really recently. It's called Breggy Bomb by Sadie.
That's so great.
Yeah, it's a good salsa. He wanted it. It's got lime, tequila flavor. It's right now it's available at Sadie's Academy, all of our locations, Albuquerque Duke's store, more stores coming. And I just found out recently that right now it's the best selling salsa in the state of Texas.
Wow.
In HEB and Kroger. So that's exciting for Alex. I hope that keeps up for all of us. And you can also get that on our website at sadiesalsa.com or sadiesofnewmexico.com, which has a link to the retail site. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. And again, I keep saying this, but I don't think I can say it enough. We're just really trying to stay relevant, and we appreciate the Restaurant Association and all that you do. I appreciate Visit ABQ and all that they do, and everything that we're trying to accomplish in this city, particularly with restaurants. And that thing that you mentioned about in New York, that scares the heck out of me, to be honest with you. And how long that'll last, I don't know. But let's see. Let's keep our eyes wide open and see how that works out for them. That's what
Well, and the other thing I was going to tell you is we're about to launch a campaign, and it's to get people to come back into the industry, because I do think that once the federal enhancements are gone, that people will start looking for jobs. And it's the campaign is we provide first jobs. We provide great first jobs, great second chances, and exciting careers in our industry. And so hopefully we'll get some, I think inevitably we're going to get a lot of people back in the market. Let's hope that we don't have to shut down again. We're doing everything we can to keep us open.
Yeah, we're keeping our fingers crossed for sure. Yeah. And you just keep staying relevant and keeping our hopes up. My thing is, yes, when all the enhancements go away, there'll be plenty of people looking for jobs. Look for the jobs now.
I know. I keep telling. Yeah. Every time I get on the radio, I say, now is the time, because when everybody else is in the market is going to be saturated, and you're not going to be able to demand what you can demand right now, which is, a job walking in the door, right? I keep telling people, hey, if you're breathing, we're taking. Because we'll teach you. We're great at on the job training. We'll teach you how to do the job.
And the prime jobs are right now. They're here. The prime jobs are good. They're good to go. And what's going to happen? It's get a job now, people. That's what there's plenty of them out there. And we go to restaurants all the time, my wife and I and my family, and they're all struggling, but some of the restaurants are doing pretty good, and people are going out. And as far as the patrons go, we haven't skipped a beat. People want to go out to eat, so the jobs are there.
Yeah, there's a lot of demand from patrons, and unfortunately, just not quite enough employees. But I do believe we'll get there. September's just around the corner. Fingers crossed, everything goes well. And we're doing more than crossing our fingers. We're working with the governor's office right now to figure out how to keep restaurants open and keep them safe. So
Sure.
we'll be there for you. And I'm glad to see you're pivoting and doing some real creative things. Excited to try that margarita. And so my girls went to school with Bregman, and so I'll be getting some of that salsa to send to them too.
Sure. Yeah, it's there. We've got it. And I certainly appreciate the time. Thank you so much for inviting me out and doing all the things that you do and letting me talk about these products. We're very excited about it. I'll show you one more time all of these cool little products.
And so that salsa, my husband puts Cholula on his eggs in the morning, so I'll get him some of that Sadie's and see how he likes that.
Cool. Well, I appreciate it. We certainly appreciate it. And if there's anything you need from us, by all means, let me know.
Tell me what your website is.
You can visit us at sadiesofnewmexico.com or sadiessalsa.com. Those are the two main ones. They all link to the same website. And,
okay.
Yeah, you can reach us there. You can get all the information you need for all three locations.
Fabulous. Well, thank you so much for being here and sharing some of your family's history with us.
Anytime. I've got so much to tell you. Just invite me back sometime and we'll just keep on talking.
We'll do this again. Cool. And I'd also thank you, and I'd also like to thank our generous sponsors, U.S. Foods, Cisco, New Mexico, Shabrock Foods, Heartland Payment Systems, the Food Industry Self-Insurance Fund, and Benny Keith Foods for their annual sponsorship of the New Mexico Restaurant Association and its programs. Visit nmrestaurants.org to learn more about our chef table sponsors and the association. Thanks for tuning in to New Mexico Restaurants Now. You can watch this and other episodes on the New Mexico Restaurants Now YouTube channel, and you can subscribe to the audio podcast at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Music. Bye now.